So starting off here on the 3 daily time frame for XRP, I didn't change anything from yesterday's update. So this chart is still exactly the same. We spoke about this bull flag pattern and XRP had to break beyond this downward sloping trend. Now what you can see right now is that XRP is actually breaking out. We are up nicely today. Amazing to see. So once again, big congratulations if you listened to the analysis and if you scooped up some XRP at these cheap prices a few weeks ago. But yeah, guys, this is amazing. We are right now following this bull flag price target, which is all the way up here around $11.28 approximately, which is still a move, and I have to adjust this from the current position of about 331%. Now guys, this is of course not going to happen in a straight line. We should expect resistance at the prior high from the 16th of January at approximately $3.40 for XRP. If we break that one, then the next one to look out for is around, I would say, around the $5 zone for XRP, which is also the 0.618 Fibonacci extension level. And from the current position to, let's say, the prior high, we are talking about 31%. And if we go to, let's say, $5.36, we're talking about 104% for XRP. So opportunity is definitely here. I believe that the downside potential from off this point onwards is fairly limited, but I think that the upside reward is absolutely massive, since we have seen a massive correction, not just in terms of the price, but also time-wise. From the 16th of January, massive correction for XRP. Most retail already got shaken out of the market. We can also see that over here, because this is something which I posted a few hours ago on my X page. XRP centralized exchange volume is currently extremely low. Retail is still out. Perfect. I'm buying more. So guys, you can see that over here in this chart. Retail interest or centralized exchange volume was extremely high at the end of November last year. But as you can see, currently we are down about more than 90%. And this shows you that a big move is brewing for XRP. I think we are on the verge of a very lucrative period here in the crypto market. You want to be invested when there is no interest, just like now, and you want to look for profit taking whenever retail interest is very high, as we have seen at the end of November. Now I'm going to show you the short-term price section in a minute. I also need to show you something here on the liquidation heat map, but first off, let's talk about the breaking news from today and from yesterday, because right after my video from yesterday we had this breaking news where the US and China have reached a major trade deal. That is amazing to see, of course, and that is also why we saw significant bullish momentum today in the crypto market. Now today we had some more further details. Here's what we know at this point. Both countries agreed to slash tariffs for 90 days. So the US is cutting tariffs from 145% back down to 30%, and China is responding with cuts from 125% to just 10%. The US president is calling this a total trade reset. Now guys, this could be a real turning point for the global economy, and let me explain to you why this absolutely matters for the cryptocurrency market. Now what you should understand is that this kind of, I would say, trade de-escalation basically eases inflationary pressure, and tomorrow, so on Tuesday, the latest US CPI or consumer price index data drops at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now if inflation comes in lower than expected, it opens the door for the Fed to turn dovish, and that's exactly what risk markets like crypto are currently waiting for. Now what is also very interesting, if we take a look at real inflation, then we can see that inflation is currently dropping hard, and it's currently sitting below the Fed's 2% target. You can see that over here, 1.58%. I also posted this a few hours ago. So it will be very interesting to see what comes out tomorrow. We also do know that, for example, China and the UK already started with using Phoenix myself, never had any issues. I'm in contact with the customer support. So if there's any issue with something from a technical standpoint or anything else, you can always contact me, and I'm in direct contact with the Phoenix team. Also keep in mind that Phoenix is an A-book exchange, which puts them in the same category as Bybit, Coinbase, Binance, for example. So I believe that this exchange can definitely be trusted. But as I always say, it is always best to divide your funds across multiple exchanges and cold storage, of course. But yeah, definitely check it out if you're interested. Let's now focus on the short-term price action for XRP. This is the daily chart, and what you can see is that XRP is currently breaking the downtrend. We had this downward sloping resistance line with multiple touch points, but as of right now, XRP is clearly breaking out beyond resistance, which is amazing to see. Now, some resistance areas here in the immediate short term for XRP. Let's actually identify it. XRP is currently already testing crucial resistance. This is the golden Fibonacci ratio. I would say say between 255 and 262. This is a crucial zone to break above before we are going to test the next level, which is around 290, and eventually I think 340 should be retested here by the XRP price. But for now, we are trading against resistance in the immediate short term, so just be careful if you're playing with high leverage. Let's also take a quick look here at the liquidation heat map. Here I posted a few hours ago. XRP heat map shows massive short walls above 250, squeeze loading, next stop $3. Now you can also see that we had a massive short squeeze today, but can we squeeze it even more? That is the big question. You can see that there is still a lot of, I would say, some liquidity above us, but there is also a big cluster of liquidity still piling up slightly above the $2 region. So is it possible for XRP to drop to the downside again to liquidate people before continuation of the rally? That is always possible, and that's why you should always be careful if you're playing with high leverage in the market. I think low leverage, let's say for a swing trade position, is an excellent thing to do right now, because from a risk reward perspective, the downside potential, as I said, is fairly limited, but the upside potential could be massive from this point onwards. And let me now identify some support areas just in case we see some more downside first before further continuation. Now, the next support area below us, the first one that I'm looking at, is 236 for XRP. You can see that this massive candle started exactly from that zone. So in case we do see more of a, I would say, bearish news or something, yes, that area could get retested for XRP before further upside. But that is for now. The support below is 236. The resistance above us, 262, needs to be broken before eventually